jokes, yeah, you're insightful, but are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Hello and welcome to Likable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I am your host, David Stickle, and today I am joined by Mr. Nick Bailey. How are you?
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah, I call you Mr.
Good morning, David.
Good morning. I call you Mr. because I saved you as Mr. Nick Bailey. You're the only comedian with a prefix or a surname. You're the only comedian with that on there because we had a very professional sit down once, and it wasn't even professional, but we went to, I think it was before or after the Levity mic. We went and got
We went
food.
to Yard House, dog.
Yard House, yeah.
Yard
House. We sat down, and I was like, Nick's a fucking pro. Like, so when I had you in my phone, I was like, Mr. Nick Bailey. And my phone added a Mr. to it. So now you're Mr. Nick Bailey when you text me.
I'm like the band Mr.
Yeah, Mr. I don't know what they sound like, but.
No, that is a Train song. I think one of the guys from the band died recently. Hell
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
And what's that song? It's like, take these broken wings. That's a Mr. song. I think it's 80s music or something.
Yeah, that starts out with like, baby, that's all I know. Very musical episode so far. This is a weird start because we were just talking about, and then we decided to actually start the podcast. We were just talking about taking a day to go to the city to do mics, and you, because I heard you say this on the Great to Be Here podcast with those fuckheads, Jacob and John Leary.
A podcast I still have not listened to.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Did you know that Steve Carell has never watched an episode of The Office?
Really?
That's who I aspire to be.
Yeah?
Not watching or listening to my own content.
Yeah. I'm already not Steve Carell.
Same.
Yeah. I watch my own sets too much, and I used to watch this podcast, but I cannot watch this podcast anymore. So I'll watch it back in like editing, just in case there's something I know I need to take out. And then I also try to remember what we talked about by watching it again. And then, but then when it actually gets published and it's out there on the thing, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to this because I just listened to it and I lived it. So I'm done. Yeah.
You know that one stand-up comedian, Troy Bond? He does Broadway spots a lot. His most
sounds so familiar.
His most viral video is like dealing with a racist heckler. He called some lady Kamala Harris, and she almost like threw shit at him on stage.
That.
I did a bunch of shows with him at Broadway recently, and the thing I overheard from him is that he keeps stuff he says on a podcast and stuff on a stage in separate notebooks, which I thought was very interesting because I do know a lot of comics that will just riff and maybe like try to give a snippet of a joke on the podcast, whether it's yours or someone else's. But then it's like when the fans go to see them at the show, then it's like, oh, I heard that on the podcast already.
So I love that though, because like there's definitely episodes of We Might Be Drunk where Sam and Mark near the end of the episode, like they'll do any bits that they're working on. What the hell just happened to that camera?
You messed up my face. Yeah, why do you get two cameras set up? I only get zero.
I only have one on me. Why is that?
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Anyways, I'm gonna be the solo on camera for now. It's coming back. I
just leaned in a little bit and I saw it moving.
I know. It said "fuck you, Nick Bailey." There it is. Okay. Anyways, We Might Be Drunk. They'll do like a bits thing at the end, and I connected to a lot of those bits because I would see Sam Morril perform live, and I'm like, oh, I remember when he was workshopping this on the pod, and they would just like bullshit with each other. So I actually liked that.
I mean, workshopping's one thing, but then I know people that will actually do their bits.
Oh, their whole bit,
or
when it's like finished.
Give a piece of a joke, and then the workshopping thing is different because you can spitball like 10 different ideas at least.
Yeah. They'll just be like, there's something there, and that's usually how the bit ends on the podcast. But yeah, so he keeps them. I mean, we used to do bits on this show. I stopped doing bits on this show.
I don't want to do any bits on the show.
I don't want to do any bits either. Let's talk about us.
Let's talk about geopolitics and the Middle East right now.
Dude,
no.
Thank you for bringing that up. Because I've been waiting. Could you imagine if I just ended up being really political? I shouldn't be political at all.
I'll be waiting.
For me to be political? Yeah, it's such a dumb take that I have. I'm so illiterate when it comes to politics. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Are you political, Nick Bailey? I don't think we've ever talked politics.
For some reason, my algorithm is mostly Nick Fuentes content right now. So
okay,
I don't know why. Like ever since that other podcaster died. Well, life's been weird.
Yeah,
it's been an interesting 3 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That other podcaster shall not be named.
The other CK.
Yeah. That's what Louis' last name is. Oh man. Oh, that's I love that, Nick.
Which one? Me or Fuentes?
Well, you, man, you're great.
Well, what?
Hell yeah.
What can we get into right
we were talking
now?
about picking a day to go to the city because that was happening on the Great to Be Here podcast. Don't listen to that podcast. Listen to this one.
Never heard of it.
They're assholes. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that in my New Year's resolution.
It's a good resolution and thank you for bringing that up because I need to write down, I don't know, like 3 minimum goals. Mm-hmm. I did like 12 goals in the last couple of years. I think I've like chopped it down a little bit.
Oh yeah,
stuff I didn't think was going to happen and stuff I'm like, I'm never going to see this one happen.
But you're like I mean, of all the comedians that I've met so far, you by far get shit done. I mean, like that's why I admire you so much is because like I mean, I'm sure you've got numbers on how many shows you've produced this year and all that kind of stuff,
including the Don't Tell stuff we did.
Yeah,
we're above 20. Well, with me anyway, but I count co-productions as producing because
same. It's an equal effort.
We're now all on a ship and we have to carry all this cargo, folding chairs, and
love it.
Everything. But yeah, it's been a lot because with the productions, excluding Don't Tell, I think I'm in like 16, maybe 17 by myself, or even with somebody else as well. But some of those, people look up to me a lot. But no, people look up to me a lot with like the work I do, but they don't understand like how difficult it can be. Because, well, I'll share a little bit. Like, one of my productions this year, my very first one in Middletown, actually, we had 115, 120 people at that, sold out immediately, and it was great. No bombs on the show. And then, you had to deal with the roller coaster of now performing for 20 people at a production, then 50, and then 12. And I'm like, that's fine. One of my most difficult productions this year was in the city. One you went to, I performed technically for 3 paying customers, and the rest we just let in. And
was this the St. Mark's one?
The St. Mark's one,
yeah. Kevin's Sunday. First city show.
He'll never get that moment back ever again.
That was actually a really good show. You had Assad, right? Am I saying Assad?
Assad Bembo, yeah.
Yeah. You had him on the lineup, and then there was somebody else that was famous. You're really good at finding famous people.
I don't want to talk about the other famous people.
Okay, fine.
Fine. Assad was great though. But that was difficult because I thought, we did it May 4th. I'm like, make it like a Star Wars themed show, get a bunch of people to come out for that. I put out like ads and geotag the location. I hashtag Star Wars. Hopefully a lot of Star Wars nerds come out for the content and comes up in their algorithm. And then I'm only performing for 3 people from Ireland staying in the hotel right next door to the comedy club. And, that stressed me out so much. I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then my friend David that I put on the show after, he throws me on his show. And his was miraculous. It ends up being like 25 people on a Sunday night, and for a Sunday night, that's amazing.
Huge. Yep.
Huge. But like, I was stressing myself out. I'm like, God, I can't believe I just performed for 3 people again. I hate this fucking shit. I'm gonna quit. Then I do another show 2 hours later. I'm like, I'm killing it.
Yeah.
But it's so stressful, and that's not the only time I've dealt with stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't really talk about the don't tell that much publicly because there's headaches that come with that. But
like people asking you and me,
yeah,
like, hey,
yeah,
how do I get on this?
Exactly. So for those that don't know, Nick and I both, along with Michael Egumbiade, love how I say that. Why are you gay? We all
Mister, is that your name? Can I call you Mister?
He doesn't sound like that, but I wish he did. He doesn't listen to this show anymore. So yeah, no, he was on episode 1 and never listened again. But
God bless him.
we produced the Hudson Valley Don't Tell, which is very fun. We've been able to put together some pretty good fucking shows, I think,
The only stress that I have with that, like you said, with people asking, I had people asking me to put them on that before we did our very first Hudson Valley show.
Really?
We just put up, remember the posters that he made? Like it said just Don't Tell, Beacon. And I had people immediately be like, Joe, well, how do I get on one of these things? I'm like, we haven't even started the first one.
Yeah.
This is a pre-production.
Yeah, I just send him the link to submit, and then the cards fall as they may.
Same.
I don't really pick who goes on these shows for the most part.
Same.
And yeah, no, that's kind of the nice part.
I mean, I have ideas of who I want to put on, but
yeah, there's people I would love to see on one, and local comics that I really would love to like showcase. But if it's not on a Don't Tell, then produce 5 other shows. Like, let's fucking try to get them on something else. Like, try to pay you otherwise, But those have been fun. We, production-wise, we had a show in Brooklyn that we had to cancel. So talking about, like, how...
that is another fail,
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah. So, I mean, like, a lot of people, I think, don't realize this is, like, on the production end of producing shows, production and producing show, is that, I had a bartender call out on me, and I wasn't going to be able to get to the show at all, and then you were potentially not even going to be able to get there until 8:00. So it's like that's the nice part about co-producing is like in an ideal world that only happens to one of us, we just and the other one just shows up late or not at all.
Oh, plus the previous day I was so sick.
Oh, word.
I wasn't like like puking. I didn't have the flu or anything, but like I have this weird thing wherever I get wet feet, I feel like I have a fever or something.
Really?
So I had to do a photo shoot at Governor's Islands. And I'm like, what? I should bring a second pair of shoes just in case. No, I'm going to leave them in the car. Not even 5 minutes into my walk in the city, car splashes my fucking feet. And I'm like, shit, I can't go back to my car. And I should have, but anyway. So I have to go all the way downtown Manhattan near Battery Park, take a fucking boat to this island. These people are late, and then I'm just standing in the freezing cold in this like rendezvous point, whatever you want to call it, waiting for this guy to propose to his girlfriend. And then we have to make the walk all the way back. I'm freezing cold. Just halfway back, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to pass out soon. I just go back to my car and I'm just like, ugh. So woke up on Monday and I'm like, I don't want to do comedy today.
Yeah, I was bugging because I think I texted you the day before being like, I'm having trouble with the bartender. We got to figure it out. And then there was just like a lot of stress because, I mean, I think we had maybe 6 other comics that were coordinated to be on that show.
Yeah.
And then, so that's like another stressful thing is it's like, I don't want people to feel like we wasted their time.
Exactly.
Like it sucks to cancel a show.
My anxiety is like, oh my God, they're going to hate me. And everybody was very understanding in the end.
Totally. And like, the thing is like, really don't want to I mean, I don't mind gambling on like, hey, if we just have the show, maybe walk-ins will happen.
Did somebody say gambling?
Gambling? You can kind of maybe gamble on walk-ins happening, but I don't think we had any ticket sales before that. So
plus he never updated you like, oh, people came, you should have put it on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We got kind of, we did a crowd of 7 or 8 last time,
and that was a fun show though.
Yeah,
that was a good time. That's the other part about production is that the venues you work with sometimes are not the best. Because there's a couple in my mind because I do a lot of the brewery circuit where it's like they're excited to have you, but they're not really doing anything other than being like, hey, we can't wait. It's like, yeah, well, I know you can't wait, but there's stuff we can do to pass the time. That's so no knock on the venue, but yeah, it would have been great if there was a little bit more response, I think, from them.
One of the best things in stand-up I ever heard was from fucking Larry the Cable Guy once.
Hell yeah.
And he said, there's this thing that people forget. It's called show business. There's a show and there's a business. Some people are good at one and not the other, but these things, what he was saying is like, these things need to meet or you're not going to have a good show.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing is just like, they're not like, actually, what I don't mind about the brewery that we were going to do in Brooklyn is that we're kind of just on the hook for the money, you know what I mean? Versus like, there's another brewery show that, you know, I do, but kind of probably won't do in the future. I don't really know. But they would give us a budget. And then, you know, that means they're in the hole for the money. And then they still wouldn't really advertise. So it's like, oh my God, you are giving us a lot of cash.
That
like
hard and not that expensive to put out one single Facebook ad or something like that, just to make sure not even fans that already like or follow a page, but people in that area that might not even know that they offer these drinks or this show or the music. That it's $5 minimum of an ad, even if only a few hundred people see it and a dozen people from that ad come out. It's not hard. I just don't think people know how to use Facebook to not its maximum, but
when I get a budget like that, I will actually take some of that money and put it towards an ad because I personally just care about having a crowd, right? Blah, 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 whatever the New Year's song is. This is the Interruptible. Oh my goodness. I think this episode is going to come out New Year's week. I think the new year, new deer. What's up, dude? I don't know what that was, but Interruptible dates. We have show dates, and we are beginning the schedule for the new year. So excited! I think this is coming out on 12/31. So please be excited to hear about this. But we have a show at Laugh It Up tonight, I suppose. Bringing in the new year with laughs, and then there's like a buffet, there's like an open bar, there's comedy. Tickets are like $130, I think, but unlimited booze, dude. So much booze. Think about all the crazy shit you could say, the unhinged stuff you could say while being intoxicated at a comedy club. That's worked out for everybody, I think. Yeah, totally. And then on 1/1, we're going to go to the Luxor Lounge in New York City. Renee, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm not going to fuck it up here, is the host there, and he is having me down to do comedy at this place. Very excited. Second time I've been there. Then at a 1/3, we're going to do a Don't Tell comedy. Shh, don't tell nobody. In Beacon, New York. Can't give you any more details. I will say that the headliner has been on Netflix. So... oh, yeah. Pretty cool. 110 Maganani. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Winery with Kevin Edlow. Thank you very much for putting me on that spot. Excited to do time there. 117, 124. Those are shows I'm putting together. Come to the Croak Show. It's free. Come to the Sloop Show. Buy tickets. That supports me the most. I mean, you'll be as supportive as anybody that is supportive can be to come to the Sloop Joke Bomb, buy a ticket, and you get a free beer with that. So again, more alcohol and jokes. What a combination that's going to lead into Punchlines and Moonshine on 1:30 in the Lake George area with K Gutos, and Punchlines, jokes, ha-has, and then Moonshine, booze, and sorrows because it's fucking intoxicated. You're going to say that stuff to Tammy that you've been waiting to this whole time. I don't like the way you ski, Tammy. Nobody likes the way you ski, Tammy. I am wasting time talking about Tammy. That we're going to get back to the show with Mr. Nick Bailey. I mean, that's, but like for them, like, I feel like maybe this is more of an upstate thing, but really you need the staff at the place to like advocate for the show. You know, like I think the Krog shows are as busy as they are is because I'm standing behind the bar being like, hey, there's a show next Saturday. There's a show next Saturday. There's a show this Saturday. You know, are you coming? Like, you know, like you know, there's that aspect of it versus like, you know, in another place, they're just like a plea that does not give a shit.
There was this one brewery I did right in my town in Florida, actually, Florida, New York. And
yeah.
this brewery shut down probably almost 2 years ago already, but they were just balls to the wall with everything. They would tape up, I don't know, 20 posters in this whole place. They would put them in both of the bathrooms. They would put it on the entrance, like a bunch on the bar, so people are just like staring down at their phone, looking to the side, like, oh, there's a show with the QR on it. There's everywhere in the place, so people are aware of it. Now, some of the place I'm working with, they don't even put up more than one.
Yeah,
that's disappointing.
They care about the aesthetic of the place more than the results.
Yeah. Who needs business when you have vibes, right?
Yeah. We want to have like a cozy, like non-aggressive.
We don't want to sell you beer or French fries. We just want to sell you a good time.
Yeah.
These French fries suck here.
I don't know, man. It's that's what's frustrating. But I mean, at least the don't tell stuff. I mean, that shit is like kind of like. At this point, it feels like it's kind of like plug and play because, you know, we don't really have to worry about crowds showing up. We just have to move all the damn chairs. That's so fucking annoying. But yeah,
can I put all my posters and a Facebook ad on these chairs?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
easier.
that would make it easier. Actually,
it's like just tattoo Coca-Cola on my chest, so I have a sponsor for my shows from now on.
Yeah, I mean,
never
well, you would
sponsored.
do it shirtless for now on that too if you were doing that.
If it pays more,
it probably will actually. Yeah, I mean, they said this on the Great to Be Here podcast, but you're in great shape, man. You're in good shape. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fourth walling the podcast.
Yeah,
right now.
no, dude, I make eye contact with the camera too. I feel like it brings like a real personal connection to the viewer.
I hope so.
Yeah, and I'm hopefully encouraging people to check out the YouTube. Yeah, I get a lot more audio than video on this podcast, so I don't even.
Do you get more audio listeners than YouTube?
Way more audio than video, from my understanding. I don't have like official numbers, but I see everything on YouTube. I don't see everything on here, but because this is like a little network, they do a good job of putting it out there. But also it's just more convenient for people to listen to podcasts like in their car versus, you know, like Dave Bailey, who will watch this episode on TV, you know, because he watches YouTube. I listen to him on other shit too. But yeah. That's
no relation to Dave Bailey. I have to make a PSA every time.
Every time mention that Dave Bailey is not a creepy uncle of yours. He's just a creepy guy. I'm kidding. I love Dave Bailey. Taking shots at the Great to Be Here area. We had this. Dave Bailey posted his Spotify wrap up like last week. And I topped them on his like watch list, and it's only because I've just been doing it a little bit longer than they have. So I mean, obviously, I've acquired more minutes, and you know, so that was a fun little back and forth because I won the Dave Bailey Cup this year.
The Dave Bailey Cup.
Yeah, we'll see who gets it next year. You fucks.
Does he drink out of that cup?
I imagine he does. Yeah. Urine though, nothing else. It was
no refills.
No refills. It's a big gulp.
So we paid 99 cents for that cup with a 7-Eleven membership.
Hell yeah. Delia, as they would say.
Don't get me started on Delia.
Don't get me started.
I don't even own a Dell.
I'm not even a fan of her music, to be honest. Hello from the other side.
Don't make me backwash into my Saratoga water.
Oh yeah, I can't do it. The Saratoga still water.
After this pod, I might get a bacon, egg, and cheese while I'm here.
The smell is, yeah, we rarely do like breakfast time episodes. It's actually lunchtime now, but yeah, the bacon, egg, and cheeses actually smell pretty good here today. Usually I don't smell anything, but today I'm smelling it.
So what are your sorry.
Go ahead. No, what were we gonna ask?
No, I was just gonna say, like, so in terms of resolutions for next year, I think that's something we should discuss, whether it's in stand-up or outside of stand-up. This will come out
probably New Year's week.
Ooh,
I think.
Good.
Yeah, you're great at hosting this show.
I'm fucking great at hosting.
What are my resolutions for the year? I don't want this to sound like a negative thing because I love the place, but Wednesday is my day off that I have consistently off. And I've been just choosing that day to kind of rest and then go to two-way at night. I think I might just do that once a month, and then the 3 Wednesdays out of the month that are alternative, I will just go to the city, I think.
Good plan.
So I think I'm going to do that. So less Beacon stuff, because that's been like comfortable for me. But I think it's time to make it a little uncomfortable. So my goal is to do a city day, probably once a week, if I can.
There's a dog out there.
I know there's dogs. This happened during Hannah's episode too. There was just dogs running around, very distracting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of my goals. I'm really trying to crack into that Funny Bone. I think I want to do that in 2026.
Well, Funny Bone Albany, or
yeah, just a Funny Bone. I want that credit. I've got Levity Live. I've got Laugh It Up. Like I want Funny Bone.
That's the one thing I'm jealous of you and a few other people in our scene. You guys get to do like these actual corporate, I guess you can say, chain of comedy clubs. I still have yet to do one of them.
Well, I mean, like, when you say that, it sounds like we do them regularly, but it was just like that one opportunity.
It's still an accomplishment that I have not hit. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know what the deal is.
For the record, if you make me do a bringer at a corporate comedy club, I want you to go fuck yourself with a knife.
Is there a bringer comedy club?
That's a story I will talk about off the podcast.
Okay.
That actually, it's just too much time to take. But no, that's one thing I'm jealous of that you and other people got to do with that, because it's still tough for me with all the people that I've even like gotten to work with, like how to even get your name in there before getting on their stage.
Yeah, that is so. Funny Bone is different for me because I got spotted at an open mic in Albany, and the booker for that pulled me aside and asked me to be, on a Funny Bone show. I got bumped from that Steve Byrne show, and
you were supposed to go with Steve Byrne.
I was supposed to do 2 shows with Steve Byrne in February of last year. He brought somebody with him, and I went from host to nothing because they had the feature bumped down to host. I got bumped off the show. She apologized and said, "Talk to me on Monday. We'll book you for any show you want in the future." I was going to do Mateo Lane because he had a sold out show on May the 4th, and so I was going to do that. And then that Monday,
went to my show instead.
I went to your show instead because that Monday I got a text from an Albany comic, Dee Bellinger, saying, "What happened over the weekend?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "The booker quit." And I was like, So now I had no access to the Funny Bone.
That's the one thing that probably is my pet peeve in stand-up is the revolving door of bookers and clubs, because it's always changing.
Yeah, But as far as levity goes, I don't know where it started, but Mel offered me a spot to host for a pretty well-known comic, and I turned it down. And then he eventually put me on that showcase show. So he, Cal yelled at me for turning that down, but, but I'm happy I did the showcase show instead, because I guess it was a taping. I don't really know, but yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't know why I got put on that or why Mel liked me so much for that, to be honest. It doesn't, none of that makes a lot of sense to me, but I got lucky. It's cool.
Very good.
Yeah. There's no like formula to it, I don't think.
I mean, comedy is just one big lottery if you think about it.
It is, for sure.
Because it doesn't I kind of don't think, especially in the last few years, doesn't matter if you're funny or not. Like, a lot of people are getting picked for whether, like I said, the vibes, or if this person has 100,000 followers. And, I've worked with people that got 100,000 or 1 million followers, and sometimes they can't even bring a dozen people to a show still.
Yep.
It's a weird environment we're in.
Yep. And sometimes they suck at comedy, which is rough, It
That's
is
what
rough.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they're a good hang. Like, cool.
No, the it does feel like a lot of luck, and like the thing is like I don't because we were talking about before this some of the attitudes of some people. We don't need to talk about that while it's being put out, but I don't get how people can't play nice, or just like be nice to each other, at least face to face, because like 1% of us are actually going to be successful at this, I think, but that means there's a high probability that you're not. But if you meet
Thank you.
but that's what I'm saying that for me too.
I thought you respected me, David. I don't even respect myself.
Dude, you're Mr. Nick Bailey. I respect the shit out of you.
Mr. You know that Mr. lady? I think I just killed her.
But like, I don't get why you would be mean to anybody, because like, what if they make it, it's like, be fucking nice to them, because maybe they'll throw you a fucking bone, like, and I'm not saying be fake to people, but yeah, be fake to people if you have to, because there's no point in burning a fucking bridge.
I mean, that's the unfortunate thing with some people, and I'll say the club, but I can't say any names. Sometimes I do shows at the comedy shop, and while it's great for my shows there, and I work with a lot of great people in there, they have a lot of fake fucking people in there, but they're so fucking funny that you have to just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I get that too.
I'm not trying to say anything risky and get banned, whatever, because it's like, I like what I do. I'm not trying to burn fucking bridges like that. But there's people in there where just like, I see why this vibes thing is such a big part of our culture, because, I may have a problem with X, Y, and Z, but they all like them, and we all do shows together, and deal with it.
But I mean, I think at the end of the day, as long as they're like funny, that should matter the most, But like, so I mean, if they are actually just funny and they're getting on shows for that reason, like, I'm all for that.
These fuckers can't even pay their own taxes.
Bitches. Hell yeah. Fuck taxes, dude. I fucking hate taxes so much. So much. Yeah, so I don't know. I think, the vibe is important, I guess, but like, it's just one of those things where like, even you put on shows with some bigger names, and we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But
no, I thank you for saying that, because like, sometimes even when I don't talk about my big names, people still expect shit from me. So I try to keep some stuff on DL as best as I can.
Yeah, but I think the point of like why that's like really cool or just like really special is, one, you made a connection with somebody that I don't know how you fucking do that. So I mean, so much credit to you for figuring that out, and that's like why you're fucking Mr. Nick Bailey, is because you fucking handle shit. How
many times are you gonna see?
I don't know. My goal is to seven times. We're at 4.
Is this because I call you Stickle Pickle sometimes?
Yeah, you call me Doggy sometimes, and I don't know.
I call everybody Doggy.
I know, but I'm just like, well, 1, that's news to me. 2, I think I thought it was making me special. But what was I gonna go with that? When you do a show with somebody like who you've done shows with, the people that are on the shows, or even yourself, like, you have the opportunity to kind of make a good impression. And I think a way to be successful or to get like a really good credit is if one of those people, and the odds of it are still small, but they're not zero, of like them being like, hey, I really liked doing this show with you. Do you want to open for me when I'm at the Funny Bone in a couple months?
Haven't gotten that shit yet, Davey.
Yeah, same.
Getting my hopes up again.
Same, but I'm saying like
Fantasyland, whatever's going on up in there.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen if you don't fucking work with that person to begin with, right? So like, at least when you do that with some of the names you've done that with, and then you've booked people that you like or care about, like, you get them in the room with somebody, and if that happens for you or happens for them, at least you're helping out somebody you care about. Like, I think that's really cool. So
but you got to think of, like, I hate to sound pessimistic, you got to think of the bad to it, because there's people that I respected, people in the Comedy Cellar and people in the comedy shop or local circuit, indie show, whatever. There's people that I worked with. I'm like, this guy's great. I'd like to work with him more. And then they don't fucking watch my set. Not that I should care about that. But as soon as they do their set, they're outside burying their face in their phone or talking to someone else that they actually vibe with better. So there's a lot of people I've lost respect for over the past year or two. It's just people that ghost me or people that use me for spots. I avoid that crap now. I still fall into the trap of that. I've got to tell you a couple of stories after the pod, but you're going to fall into these bear traps more than once. So.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot in the city, just because there's like, people show up, they do their time, and then they leave, and it's like...
if they got another show to go to, I'll give you one good example of that where I had to respect someone's, time slots, whatever you want to say. Matthew Broussard, that's Laura Soger's husband.
Yep.
I had to put Matthew, my headliner, up first at one of my St. Mark shows.
Akko Taco, man. Yeah.
It was an Akko Taco.
Yeah.
Not a vegan taco, but
No.
so I did a show back in, I think, the middle of June with Kyle Vaders, someone I should introduce you to.
Okay.
And Matthew shows up right before showtime. And I'm like, oh, Matt, nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming through. He's like, yeah, I got to get to the Comedy Cellar by 8 o'clock. I'm like, what?
Huh.
I goes, well, the thing with them is that if they text you, even if you're not booked, if they text you like, oh, someone dropped tonight, can you come through and fill in the time slot, whatever. If you say no to it, then they're probably just going to put you on the back burner. Not saying they'll demote you, whatever, but they might not book you for like a month or two there.
Yeah,
so
they see you as like not reliable or not worth texting first.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, he's in the area, get him. Hopefully he comes here on time, and then he can, go to the stand later, get back to St. Mark's for all they can. But I had to put him on, I think it was like, we did the show, I don't know, 7 o'clock, and I had to put him on at 7:30. So we started the show early, put the headliner on first, and then in little droves, people started walking out, and then Laura went on probably in the middle of the show, and then half the crowd leaves, so we're left with, I don't know, 7 or 8 people left, which I mean, like, hey, cool, they're still watching, but this was a big buzzkill. I'm not disrespecting Matthew, but like, I get the situation that he was put in.
I get what he chose to do.
He was great.
Yeah, I get what he chose to do, and I honestly understand the crowd too. Like
They're there for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a shitty situation, for you.
But imagine getting dressed up and going out, and then you see the headliner, and you're like, 15-minute show. Okay, cool. Let's go home now.
Yeah, I mean, technically they paid to. That's like an express comedy show. That's almost like what they.
Oh, we should do one of those.
It's just like a fucking quick pop.
Yeah, I want to speak to Pete Davidson's agent. Yeah, I'm gonna host for 1 minute, and I'm gonna pay him $60 to do 59 minutes. Boom.
You want to hear an idea that I had that I think might be really stupid, but a good idea? Maybe like an open mic, or maybe just a show, but like where there's a bunch of different rooms in the same building, and you have like 5 groups of 5 crowd members, and they get up and they just go to the next room. So the comedian stays in the room, but the crowd circles or rotates. I know this probably sounds really dumb, but if you're trying to polish a set, you do the same set that are like maybe 10 minutes a piece. Everybody's doing a 10-minute set, and then the crowd rotates. So you do the same set for like an hour, but you do it for 5 different crowds.
I would get up and leave.
Yeah, you don't think so?
Like, I gotta go to another one.
I think it'd be unique. I don't know. I like, it would be a great way to like fucking polish sets, because I think about comics, especially now that we're talking.
Making it sound like a drive-in movie theater. I gotta go from this spot all the way to here.
Yeah,
I have to,
yeah.
not the
I think that's, or maybe even just the comics rotate, but but there's like essentially 5 shows going on at the same time, and they just rotate. And that might be the most cost efficient to have the comedians on. They get to do an hour, and they get to polish that 10 minutes in like an hour's time, because there's like no layover of
plot twist. They bombed anyway.
Yeah. They sucked at the first one, and then they drug it out for an hour. By the 5th set, they're just like, I don't even want to do comedy anymore. It's like they're having a mental breakdown. The crowd walks in, is just like, what is happening right now? The vibes of like the little room are completely off. Like the comic is just like, oh hey, is like sharpening a knife, but like, I'm gonna use this on me if you don't laugh.
That's what comics will do at like the Stand. They'll probably bomb in the upstairs room. Maybe they'll go and like, let's say it's warmer out. Like the patio open, so they'll do a set on the patio, and then they can go downstairs. They can do 3 spots in like an hour. But let's say they're like a very good club comic. They could be there all night. They could do, I don't know, 5 or 6 shows if they wanted to.
That's awesome, dude. I would love to get to that point.
And Cellar Comics, because they have 3 different venues, hopefully 4 now soon. Like, I'm gonna get in there, but
Same.
You can go to Village Underground, Black Cat, and whatever the other fucking one is. But they can, let's say Matthew, for example, if he wasn't doing just that one spot that night, I don't know if he would rush over to Black Cat and do a guest spot or fill in for someone else at the third spot, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, that is to do a spot at the Cellar, I think, is a goal of mine. I don't know if I need to be a pro comic, but to be invited to do a spot there, I think would be.
I think you need to be a pro comic.
No, I'm saying like personally,
I want to be
my goal,
I want to be a pro bono comic.
Pro bono, yeah, pro boner comic, yeah. With those jokes, no, I mean, like for me though, I just think like I don't know if I need to go pro. I just think it would be cool to hang it up. After doing something like that, it would be pretty gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'd stop if I got the opportunity to
I think that should be, like, as much as my goal into next year of, like, just trying to maybe not double up my spots, but get as much as I can. Go for more shows than open mics. Like you're doing the good thing already by trying to see where you can land in the city, whether it's the bar show or a club show, and you're getting people to come all the way up to Rhinebeck or... Alternatively, be like, hey, talk to them, sir, for the don't tell. You're doing the right thing, trying to find where you can be exchanging, just networking as much as you can. I kind of hate saying networking now because it makes me sound like I'm on this corporate entity. Like, I'm a chief financial officer of the Krog.
Yeah, it is still a business. It's comedy business. Like these relationships matter,
Yeah, I'm networking. I'm going to LA this weekend, going to Hollywood, and then I end up doing like fucking 3 open mics in one show.
But somebody out there might resonate with you, Like
I meet people, but
but I mean, it's like the Clean Comedy Collective that I'm a part of. Like that's all throughout the United States, and between that and our connections with Don't Tell Now, like maybe we can figure something out to where like pop down to Tennessee to do a clean show, and then to go around the corner and do a Don't Tell that same weekend or, maybe the same night. Like that would be cool. But like, it doesn't exist if you don't make bridges to begin with, as opposed to just like, what else are you going to do? Like go to Nashville and just be like, look around and be like, hey man, I'm a New York comic. Can I guest spot on your show? And then you don't get paid, like
that. Yeah. That's what my, my one buddy, Oscar Calazos did. I had him on the Keegan Ailes show in Kingston.
Okay.
It was like almost 2 years ago already, but, he came all the way from, I think, Miami that day. He flew into JFK, got to his car in Manhattan, drove all the way up to Kingston immediately.
A hustler, dude. Love that.
And, I was like spitballing him ideas like, what if I just went to a random small city like Denver or Albuquerque and just, try to say, I'm a New York comic. He's like, every place you go to, you are starting over. That's stuck with me. Because I don't even think it matters, like, just for people in our circuit or the city, whatever, just no matter how many years, a year, 5 years, 10 years, if you're not like an A-lister or just like a good past seller, cut to the chase, like it doesn't matter if I went to fucking Kalamazoo, Michigan or freaking Manchester and the UK. They're like, you're starting over. You gotta know people and you gotta know to know. So that person can be like, oh, Nick's good. Oh, David's good. You should put him in here. I've had that luck before, but every other place where I have zero connection,
so
I'm starting from scratch.
Totally agree. I think my marketing brain thinks about this and is like, I think you could go to a place and as long as your first set kills, and if it doesn't, you just move to another place. but if your first set kills...
I'm moving to West Virginia if I bomb.
Yeah. But if your first set kills and like, I think like, I bring them up every episode. We already did this one. I think Michael is really good at like talking well of people that he thinks are really good.
Ebonics.
I don't know what that means.
Black people talking very well. This is the racist part of the podcast.
This is hell yeah.
No, Code Switch. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of Code Switch. Yeah. You think he code switches? No. God, no. Michael's true and true.
Michael is just the most charismatic person we know in our... I don't want to say our circuit anymore because he's everywhere. Product of the Bronx now. So he is New York City.
Not even a Hudson Valley comedian anymore.
He is.
But like...
I'm just saying he's the best networker.
Yeah, he's well-traveled. He will say like, "Hey, you got to meet so-and-so from Connecticut. Like they're really good." And if I have somebody just like slide into my DMs for a spot, I will see if Michael knows them on Instagram, and then I'll just... or you, but like I will just likely they know Michael because Michael's everywhere, and then I'll say like, Mike, do you know who this guy is? And he'll be like, yeah, real funny. And it's like
I had to do that in the past with certain people that would like send me tapes. Good example. I put out a Facebook post probably almost 2 years ago, just saying looking to fill in spots, looking for hosts, barkers, this and that. Send a tape if need be, whatever, and more than half of those tapes were just like Broadway bringers and not like industry room. Like these were just guys first month doing stand up for their friends and family at 4 or 5 p.m. show in the afternoon. And it just, so is anybody here on Tinder? Like that's your first joke in the first minute. And then I'm watching a little bit more and I'm like, this is just a Schitt's Creek of bombs. And
respect the attempt to try though, because like I've definitely been like that newer comic that's just like, oh, I can try, like, and
you're better than this.
I don't think I submit to a lot of places, but I have been lately.
To cut to the chase on like my thing, like I would see who a mutual follower or mutual friend would be, and I'll hit them up, be like, do you know this comic? And they're like, don't fucking book them. So like, did the right thing.
Yeah. I definitely
like people are gonna suck in stand up, but they're gonna suck the first year. Yeah. But if it's that bad, I'm like, get the axe to the grindstone, please. And send me a newer, better tape.
Especially for the tape. Like if they're sending you, because the tape should like be their best, and if they're sending you the best and you're like, I always like, if I'm watching a tape that somebody sent me, if I find myself just like looking around or like checking my phone, I'm like, oh yeah, my crowd's going to do this, and that's like something I noticed. Like, cause like, I mean, I'll admit that like there's sets that there's comedians that I've booked that I don't really find super funny, but my crowd finds them funny,
That's good then.
Yeah, because it's just like I understand that like my sense of humor might not be everybody's sense of humor. Like that's.
I mean, we're like we said with the followers thing before. Oh, they got 100,000 followers. Let's see if they actually have a following. But
yeah, and that's it's crazy to me that YouTube people can like sell out a 300-seat room, and they've only been doing comedy for like a year, and it's just like.
It's more important to see if someone's YouTube page is better than their like, their reels on Instagram or TikTok, because they could get 1 million views easy through an algorithm. But then you check their YouTube, their video only's got like, I don't know, 10,000, hopefully 100,000 clicks on it. But
like, why are they getting views is important. There's certain comedians that I won't name, but their videos get a good amount of likes and a fuck ton of shares.
The shares are most important, I've been hearing.
For the algorithm, yes. But the content of the set that they're putting on there is very much like it's getting shared because it's cringy, and it's like, all right, so people are sharing this to talk shit about this person. Because it got brought to my attention because somebody else was talking shit about them, and I'm like, all right, well, that's crazy, but that person also has a much larger following than I do. So I'm just like, all right, well, they can at least get attention, so I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's just like, how do you do this the right way? And because I personally believe the person I'm thinking of in my mind, I'll tell you when we get off, that person will be more successful than me earlier, I think. I think over time I might get farther than this person, but I do believe this person will be way more successful than me faster, because they're very good.
Nick Bailey.
Yeah. Wait, do you have more followers than me on Instagram?
Let's check.
Oh, let's fucking do this. We're going to, because this is important. We're going to do this.
Let's go to IG.
Just look at your
have
page.
currently 1,532 followers. I only follow 645.
That's awesome. I have 1,971, but I follow 1,500. So
let's help you unfollow at least a few hundred accounts just to give yourself a little ego trip, Davey.
Are you likable? Are you unfollowable?
Here's something I did recently, and not just for Instagram. I want to share this with not just you, but to all 2 of your listeners of this podcast.
Thank you, Dave Bailey and Brittany listens to this podcast. I've got 5 listeners. Okay, Dawn. Yeah, Kendra listens. I know that, and yeah, those are all of them. So
the people working the deli out there right now.
Yeah, they're listening right now. Yep.
So I did this with my Facebook recently, and I noticed a big difference because I don't know if all algorithms are like intertwined or whatever. I noticed on my Facebook, I now have a professional dashboard. So instead of just liking things and this and that, it shows. I think it kind of shows analytics now.
Yep, insights.
Insights, yeah. You can't spell analytics without anal. But
or lytics.
Anal butt. Oh, wow. Anal butt. Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the nerd shit.
Yeah.
I noticed, I think I have like 800 something Facebook friends. I probably used to have somewhere in between 1,000 and 2,000. But I noticed I followed almost 2,000 things. That could be, people that you're friends with online, the business pages they have, or just random meme accounts, random other business pages. So I decided to unfollow 700 or 800 of those things. It's like, wait, I'm not friends with this guy, but I still follow him, so I unfollow all of those things. These business pages that I don't even like. I'm like, wait, why do I like freaking Sprite? I haven't even drank Sprite in like 10 years. Unfollow just weird and just weird meme accounts. Like, oh, I think I liked this thing back in 2009 when I made a Facebook. So as soon as I cleansed all of that, my algorithm had like a big reset. It's like actually showed the shit that I want to see. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting. The algorithm is a very interesting thing to watch from a perspective of trying to sell tickets too, because I do paid ads for some of the shows, right? But for the most part, I gather that it just varies. Like if you do a story that has anything that says a price on there, it gets buried. I'm legitimately thinking about being an asshole and getting the blue check mark because it does help you.
That's what I've been hearing a lot.
Yeah, so that it'll help you at least avoid that part of the algorithm. But what I've been working on slowly but surely is the fucking newsletter, because our my Sloop
I've
shows
been very slacking with that too.
Oh, dude, the Sloop shows with Kevin, Sloop has a newsletter they put out, and we get at least 5 tickets from that, and every show, at least 5. And then, the fucking biggest proponent of this, the Don't Tell, is just their newsletter pumps us.
We've had a lot of returning customers.
Yeah,
dude, at the Middletown show, I guess this group, they were from Port Jervis or Sparrowbush, somewhere out there. As soon as I walk in the door, they're like, "Hey, Nick, right?" And I'm like,
"Oh wow, they remember
how do these people know me?" They came to 2 of the shows. I was the 3rd one they've been to.
Wow.
And I sound like a prick right now because I'm like, where the fuck are these people? And I'm like, wait, I guess I have fans.
Yeah,
they remember me in a couple of my bits, and I'm like, why am I being so salty about this right now? I should be grateful for this, and I'm still But then I talk to them, and here. How much time we have?
It's however long you want, man.
I mean, we're not even at this an hour, but I mean, we have. How long can we do this for?
I mean, we can do this for as long as you want. I do have work at. I should be there by 2.
Oh yeah, we could probably do a couple hours of this if you want.
If you want to do, I mean, that sounds like a marathon. That sounds exhausting.
Okay.
Let's commit to this talking and feeling how it
almost
goes.
2 because there's other stuff I do want to just share.
Oh,
whatever,
sure,
not just comedy, but
sure.
Yeah, the newsletter thing. What else was I about to say before I got sidetracked?
Somebody saw you. They talked to you in person. They recognized you.
Oh, yes. So they said So do you guys only do shows here? I'm like, oh, we used to do an open mic because it was at Tapped. We used to do an open mic here. They do some indie shows here sometimes, but this is the first Don't Tell show for this side of Middletown. Everything I have to tell them, like, it's not always going to be in the same location. And they're like, well, why don't you do a show at this bowling alley? And I think I told you this story already. This particular bowling alley in Middletown banned me. So I only did 2 shows with this place. And notice how I don't want to say their name, not because I'm afraid, but also they don't deserve any fucking infamy as well. Fuck them. This place banned me because I wanted to do another show on the other side of Middletown with a different brewery. So I do my shows at this place called Aspire Brewing in Middletown, New York. Just big open space. Another axe throwing cornhole place. And then they have a big room. That's the one I told you had 115, 120 people in. And like I said before, I did not get to do the show yet. I'm in the stage of pre-production, like planning a budget, planning what room I was actually going to do it in, who to get, who to put on, etc. I told the bowling alley this. I'm like, hey, just let you know, they want to do like a single show. And then they told me, no. Like, what? They basically said, if not just comedians, like if any other musicians or entertainers, vendors, I guess you can say, don't do business with us, they're never going to work in our place ever again. I'm like, see you later.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like, I thought I would get banned from a legitimate comedy club in my career. I got banned from a bowling alley first.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just me. So I guess there was a pinball company in Middletown, Rock Fantasy. They eventually made their way to Clemson Brothers, and then the bowling alley fucking took a shit on them for leaving. Like, what? Your biggest competition is pinball now? Are you kidding me? What's with this ball sport?
What's up with the bowling alley burning bridges? That's so crazy. It's like that's the thing. It's just like I think they fail to realize that they're a fucking bowling alley. It's like, what are you talking about? You know,
you're not Carnegie Hall. What is this shit?
Yeah, like we're trying to do something extra here. Like, oh, that's so crazy.
And to even like freaking be fair. Not be fair. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is how bad the second show went. First one went amazing because it was like in between Christmas and the New Year. The second one was such a fucking flop. Like I had some locals, I had people come all the way from like Seaside to perform on here and elsewhere. But anyway, they moved my show from like this bar space area with a mini stage right next to the bowling alley. So like instead of being in a private little space, they moved me right next to the arcade area. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. It's going to be fine. But then I forget curtains aren't always soundproof. So I'm hearing people like yell and scream.
Yeah. That's
strike.
So I would love to do one standing on a bowling alley, but not while people are bowling. You know,
David,
like that sounds like a nightmare.
With you're already giving me PTSD of this shit. And that's not something I say all the time.
That sounds horrible to do it while the people are.
So there's, let's say, left side, there's the bowling alley. In the middle is us. And on the right side, there's the arcade machines and an escape room. So as people are talking about dicks and genocide and just the most profane stuff you can think of that we've seen at Mike's, there's families going in and out of the arcade and the escape room, just adults and their little kids just being like, Mom, Dad, what's an Israeli-Palestinian conflict? What's a gangbang? And here's the worst part of it. The kids were enjoying the show more than the adults were. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, that's insane.
Crowd sucked also. End of story.
It's also rough to just like to bomb at a bowling alley because if it's quiet enough, you can hear the guy abuse his wife.
Lebowski style.
I don't mean to joke about DV, but goddamn. This podcast won't be monetized ever.
That's a lie.
Yeah. No, never. I don't think it'll ever happen, but we'll see. We're gonna try. We're gonna keep trying.
I didn't ask you, like, when it comes to separating our show that we were supposed to do in the past week, whether it was Krog or Sloop or just any place else, what was something that was a big learning experience for you? Like, oh my God, this sucked so bad. Where
as far as producing goes,
performing, maybe. Ow, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. I
was
had
that
water
a
in
dead
my
cat?
throat. And wow. I don't know. If I could replicate that on regular, that would be part of my act. Learning experience for me. Well, it's funny because I just had one of these. But I'll just say I mentioned earlier learning experience as far as making sure the venue is invested in the show, I think is a big thing as far as production goes. Learning about the value of bringing down the lights and keeping on a spotlight is super important as far as the crowd goes. All of that has been a learning experience. I mean, this whole thing, I mean, I'm still only a year and a half in, so it's like a little over a year and a half, maybe a year and 3/4, but like everything's a learning experience. Like this past week, I did a show in Kingston and I was very chill before they're going on stage. And I was bullshitting with the headliner and the host and just like, you know, I technically featured, but I was kind of like added on to the show just because I had the speaker, you know, like, so I luckily got in, and like Sam Evans was the headliner. He's a cellar guy, super funny.
Was that Keegan's or somewhere else?
Kingston Standard, which is another brewery in Kingston.
Okay.
And the host was Ben McKay, and he also produced the show. And Ben is also super funny. But like, I was just like thinking like, oh, my material is good. You know, I'm going to go up there. I'm just going to play the hits and it'll be a good show. And I'm not even paying that much attention to the crowd before I get up there. But I'm like kind of like looking around. And the only thing I'm doing is like I'm counting drinks to see who I can crowd work with. And I'm like, okay. And then so I saw this guy had like 4 drinks and I saw this guy had like 3. And I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to this guy first and whatever. And I got up on stage, went into material, completely failed to connect to the crowd at all. I didn't pay attention to what kind of emotion I'm trying to bring to this set. Like, and like I just went up there and basically just read my lines, and it was horrible. Like, no connection.
Easiest tip, and it's like, I don't want to say cheating, but it is a cheat sheet where the last comic before you go up, just write something down in your phone or write on a piece of paper, something where it's like, okay, I have a joke where I could riff off that without, you know, overdoing the topic or paraphrasing what they said.
Yep.
So,
and I do that when hosting, but for some reason, because I was like, I'm not hosting, I don't have to do that. And I just went up there and stunk, you know. That
happens, huh?
But that was my thing of just like, so thankfully I had a spot at St. Mark's the next night. I was in the Comfy Clash, and I had 24 hours to think about what I did wrong. And then the learning experience was the value of follow-up spots also, because like if I had to sit on that for a week, dude, I would have quit comedy before the following show, you know? But thankfully I had a show the next night, and I got there and I was so aggressive about performing well that and I was so on point and focused. Like I went up there and it literally hit the crowd with how I was feeling. And I had people like hitting their heads back and fucking clapping with laughter. And that felt so fucking good. But that was a real learning experience. And will I fail it again? Yes, of course. But like
always a pleasure.
Always a time to bomb. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a million other things that I've learned and that I should bring up. But that's what's in the top of my mind. What about you? What's a big learning experience for you?
Big learning experience, like as of recent or
whatever comes to your mind. You care to share?
I just want to do like more hangouts like this, whether it's a podcast or not. I want to have conversations with people.
Okay.
I want to find as many organic conversations as I can next year, because me and Basim, we have an occasional yard house writing or just hanging out at the end of a mic, and we riff and riff and riff. until we find at least one good joke. And Basim and I were helping each other. He was working on a story. Not going to spoil it, but he was talking about like cars and car dealerships.
Okay.
And he was telling me this one ridiculous story, and I helped him put a punchline at the end of the story, which was a big help to him. And then for me, I wanted to like talk about old like church stories, like growing up, like going to church every single Sunday. And I have so much like shit I can talk about, but it sounds more complacent than it does being funny. So Basim helped me write like a few things right from there. And
But Basim is kind of good at talking about stuff that upsets him and making it funny, though. So I mean, he's a good person.
He does like a voice and a lot of body language to it as well.
Yeah.
But this, when he was telling it to me, it just was like complaint, and then landed right on them. So he'll probably find the funny within like this car story, but to put at least a joke at the end, he's like, "Oh my god, how didn't I think of that?"
Yeah. But I mean, if you're trying to talk about going to church as a kid and you feel like all you're doing is complaining and it's not funny, like he's a good person to sit with and talk
That's
about
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
We're just riffing back and forth until we find the funny in just a conversation. We're like, and don't make it exactly from that conversation, right? The joke, and then see if I can branch down a couple other funny little tidbits off of it.
Hell yeah.
So I'm trying to do more stuff like that because I feel like I'm just talking in just the same loop. I'm not finding anything with anybody. Just, you'll find it. You'll get there. And you will, but it's still.
Yeah, I have, as far as like material and stuff goes, I feel like the advantage is working at the bar, because if I have a funny idea or like a funny premise, I'll have like, I don't know, like 70 customers in a week that I can just kind of hit with a different, spin on the same concept, so it's like, if there's a premise that I really like, I'll like vent about the problem that I'm having. Like for example, like, when my mom was in the hospital, like that week, my side story to deflect from people talking to me about my mom was that like I was like, there's a raccoon living in my wall and I'm dealing with this, so like I'm like, and I'm talking to people, and then at some point I named the raccoon RJ, and people laughed at that.
Isn't that from Over the Hedge?
I don't know if his name is RJ from Over the Hedge, but I was just...
I'm looking up this
go ahead,
little
but it's,
piece of it.
Yeah. So I like RJ is in my wall, and then I like kind of he became my pet, and then the conversation was about getting rid of him. Is it RJ?
Look at that shit, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to rename RJ. Like this sucks.
Voiced by Bruce Willis.
Yep.
The guy that can't remember his lines for actual reasons.
Fuck. I have to rename this character.
Name him Nick Bailey.
Nick Bailey. Yeah. And B.
Because that way, if you kill the raccoon, at least you have a reason to.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was, but that, like, the bar helps me for that kind of shit, or just like to flush out like a story of something that happened to me, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking about talking about, and then sometimes the conversations get cut really short because like bar activity happens.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, all right, well, what are my actual headlines for this story that I have to hit? And then
you ever meet people? You ever meet people? Not even you ever meet just a guy at the bar that just one ups your story?
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, I think I'm gonna fucking say what this guy said.
Sometimes I have people in. There's a little fan squeaking in the background. I have sometimes I have people at the bar that I ended up like riffing with, and like either I'll come up with a better tag from something I had, or they'll say something and I'm just like, I kind of want to use that, like, and I'm like, they're not a comedian, so I don't know if it's stealing, but I don't know. Like that's
the saddest thing in life is wasted talents. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. And it's, it's my conversation. It's just, I didn't say it.
I meet a lot of people that aren't stand-ups that are just so naturally funny where if I convince them to, they'll be too afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Or that, or they're just no motivation, whatever. They just want to drink their piss water beer and then go on about their shitty job in their day that you'll be in my act soon, buddy.
Mm-hmm. There's people that come to the bar, and there's my friend Jeff who like when he found out I started comedy, maybe he started like a couple months after. I hosted an open mic, but he also would go to the Tubby's mic in Kingston, and he watched one, and then he's like, I want to try it the next time, and he did, and he's been great, you know. And then there's other people that come to the bar and like talk about wanting to do it, and then I'm like, all right, well, our next open mic is this time, right? Something.
And you don't see them at all, right?
And they never show up, you know, and that's the sad part.
It makes me think, like, what other shit do they miss on? Like their family birthday parties or even hangouts with other friends? Just
And
what's this guy do?
Yeah, it's a little depressing.
Besides be sad to me.
Yeah, and want to do other stuff but never capitalize on it. I don't know. Like, so I think about that sometimes. I don't know how we got on that path of conversation.
No, we're just talking about like
Just flowing
conversations of talking to different people.
Oh yeah. So is that your goal? Is to like kind of just sit down with more people and like talk with them?
Yeah,
And are you gonna start a podcast?
Fuck you.
You could.
I did in 2020 and it didn't go anywhere.
Oh
so
really? Well, it doesn't have to go anywhere.
I called it the Envy Cast.
Oh.
And then I was like, wow, I'm only netting 10 or 20 views. I'm like, this is nothing. Those 10 or 20 people don't even come and see me.
Yeah, but it's just fun to do.
But
I like
no,
it.
This is fine. I like being on other people's podcasts.
Yeah, the editing part is not super fun, but I barely edit this anymore.
It's whatever.
I just fucking do it.
We're just over an hour now. We could probably do what, 20 more minutes,
Yeah,
maybe.
sure. What did you want to talk about?
Not just like the stuff outside of comedy. What?
I look
You
at
looking at that
cameras.
dog again?
No, I'm making looks at the camera. But I think the dog is gone.
I keep thinking there's a camera right here that you're using, but it's this one actually.
It's that one. So this is looking at you, and then this one is off.
Why is
because-
this one purple and mine is green? Is it? Just,
I don't know. I know
thought-
these cameras have like AI that can like just track me. So if I like move like this, it'll like rotate. It's not on. They show me how.
I just thought if something's like recording, it just turns like red, just to know you're on. Air.
Oh no. So when it's not on at all, there's no light at all for this. Yeah, there's a sink in the background.
Nice. Sounds like someone's taking a hot dookie right now.
Hell yeah, the good
But
one.
right now, work's been a little difficult right now, but I am really staying busy this past winter. So since the end of October, my regular job painting's been very slow. So I signed up for doing background work, like being a extra on a show or a movie.
Hell yeah.
Mind you, I've not done this since before COVID. Like I kind of just stopped doing it, and I should have really been picking back up in the last few years. I just started doing it again. Just seeing the stuff that all these other comics do in their part-time. This one girl I'm friends with, her name's Isabel.
Okay.
And she would travel all the way to like fucking Philadelphia to be on these TV shows and stuff. She's been in like Abbott Elementary. She was on I think an episode of Tires, Shane Gillis's show.
That's cool.
And I'm like, fuck, I want to be able to do this stuff again. Why did I don't know why I really stopped. So I signed up with this company called Casting Networks when it just links me to not every, but a majority of casting companies.
Meaty's doing this too.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
hope I don't see her on set.
That's
But anyway,
she's in Rhinebeck today, doing a movie.
I signed up for whatever this movie is. I have not heard back from it. In fact, I want to check my casting networks and make sure I'm not missing anything right now.
Yeah, I did her podcast 2 days ago, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm actually going to be in Rhinebeck the next 2 days," and I'm like, "We could have done this in Rhinebeck," but
Nothing new.
But she's doing a show and a few locals.
What the fuck?
Would you-
There is a rush call. I am going to submit for this. Filming in Rhinebeck today. Ooh,
Like, this ends up being very lucrative.
give me
for
a
you.
sec, Davey boy.
Yeah. I'm going to fill in by telling. a story.
2008 Toyota Corolla Blue LE.
Wait, you need a car for this?
Some of these roles you get paid extra to bring
to
a
have a
car,
car.
and it's that. Let me tell you about. So
If you want to split it with me, you can borrow my my Jetta if you want.
I'm taking the phone off D&D in case they actually hit me up.
Hell
so
yeah.
sorry.
You could split
So
it.
one of the
Borrow
jobs
Jetta,
I
it's
did
not doing it.
recently, it was cool, but then it just made me so mad at the end of the day. They got resolved. 2-3 weeks ago, I went down to the city to be on Amazon Prime's Jack Ryan. That's
Okay.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get to
Jim
meet.
from The Office.
That's the face he always makes. So I didn't get to meet him, but it's weird. You don't get to meet most of these people most of the time, but I'm next to him, like this far apart for one scene, or maybe he's running past me. So I reported to set from here, drove all the way down to like 4 o'clock in the morning, parked my car, got to holding, checked in. And then they're like, all right, you're going to go to Pier 45 at 6 a.m. And they're like, we get it. It's cold. We're going to film this shit as fast as we can. They have like a drone with a camera on it, a crane, lift, boom, whatever. And then one guy on like a little wheelchair just rolling a camera back. So there's 3 different shots. They're filming these as quickly as we can in like 32-degree weather. And in the scene, Jack Ryan or John Krasinski, let's just say, spoiler alert, let's just say, I'm next to him in this one scene. And then I might be next to him in another scene. Shouldn't be spoiling it too much. But it's cool because it's like, holy shit, I'm like right near him. And it's just, it's kind of like, I'm in a scene with Jim. Wow.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can say.
Yeah. There was, I don't know. Actually, I'm not even going to bring that up. But Meaty is in a movie with she's like a server, I guess.
That's what I saw that's one of the casting notices that I saw.
She's literally handing Angelina Jolie a drink.
Oh shit.
I'm like, that's fucking cool. You know? I
would just be a terrible waiter if I was an extra. I would drop everything.
It's a mob movie, I guess. I don't know if she has an NDA, but she shouldn't have told me, or shouldn't have told me and not told me there's an NDA.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to only say so much. I can say like what they had on the set. I can't talk about the scene.
Yeah.
Or
I would love to be a background.
But I worked for like I think 12 or 13 hours technically. Me saying that, it's like I'm on set for X amount of time and then the rest is just waiting around. But I'm working for 13 hours. They pay me for the car. I go back to my car, there's a fucking parking ticket on it. I'm like, what the hell? So me and several other people got parking tickets, even though the permits that they showed us and told us for the listing for parking and locations, they said we can park on this street in this part of the city. But the meter maids, they don't care, and my PDs don't fucking care.
Yep.
So we getting tickets. And then we are disputing the paperwork through the city, and I didn't even get my info back yet. The other people were all in a group chat, so we're all getting to know each other. And they're like, hey, they sent us a little notice, and they're saying there's not enough evidence. I'm like, we have a fucking permit.
Yeah, that's wild.
So thank God the casting company, they took responsibility. They say, hey, we're sorry about this. We're going to pay for your ticket. I'm like, that's good.
More money than
So I got to meet Jim, and they paid for my parking.
Yeah, that's crazy. They have so much money. They could cover that. You know, I imagine they account for it.
They don't want any legal shit happening, so just pay for the tickets. For
sure. Yeah.
I've been working in Queens, Manhattan. The most local one I did was Nyack as of recently. So let's see if this fucking show.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny if you came out to Rhinebeck and then you got on a Rhinebeck movie.
I would love that.
We have a lot of like Netflix and Saturday Night Live and random people that live in the town. So it's but yeah, there's Amy Schumer shot a whole movie here like a year, 2-3 years ago.
I thought she really wasn't in much anymore. Was it that
it was her I think it's her show that she had on Netflix or HBO. I forget what it was, but my friend almost hit her with her car, and because she was just like texting and walking across the street, and
you missed.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it almost happened. But there's a lot of like random stuff that gets filmed up here because I don't know, it's scenic, I guess.
I was on the same TV show twice, but in 2 different episodes. So
as the same character or just different background?
Different things. So one show that I did, it was.
They got you?
Oh no, some other fucking bitch ass show that won't cast me, but I'm gonna submit for it anyway.
Hell yeah!
So I was in Nyack for one episode of the show in a hotel, and not like the cameras were faced on me, but I'm working on the show. And then a couple weeks later, I'm in Staten Island. This was only last week. And I'm in the show showing face this time. But I could tell how the cameras were filming it. Just one camera angle filming like a school and just a wide shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the scene now. They see my face, so they're probably not going to use me again. But it's like, I'm two different characters in the same universe.
At least it's not Marvel, you know? Didn't somebody else do that? They were two different characters within the same Marvel 616?
Not sure.
I don't know. I used to be a better nerd than this. I don't really know anymore.
These Rhinebeck motherfuckers better hit me up. I have a car.
That would be cool.
I'm going to tell my girlfriend right now, like, hey, I can't hang out with you today. I have to play pretend again for $200.
And it's porn. It's porn this time. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if you were just like getting pegged by Angelina Jolie?
I will shut the fuck up. I can't talk now.
It's very rare that I get Nick flabbergasted. So
it is rare.
Funny.
Today you got me a few times.
Yeah, I got you a few times. Because we're in my home turf now.
God damn.
Yeah. We're not at the yard house anymore where I assume you live. Oh man. Yeah. This is fun, man. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Let's see. Did comedy, the background stuff. Well, this one thing behind you says Gyno Curious on there, but
it's a show.
Rhinebeck Scoop.
Rhinebeck Scoop.
What if you scoop the Gyno Curious people?
I think I'm actually on the Rhinebeck Scoop today. It comes out today, I think.
Neat.
I guessed on it as like a video call in. I should check on that. But yeah, man, I'm excited about these don't tells. I don't know what's gonna happen with them, but they've been fun so far. Like
I think we're keeping a good pace of doing them, like once or twice a month.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been in the situation before where I've done too much in like a weekend or something like that, where I just failed producing or performing or something. So I really do like to space out a lot of my stuff, because whether it's Michael or other people we know doing shit all the time, it's just, I don't think I'm going to be in those shoes anytime soon. So I'm good with doing a show on a Wednesday and then a Friday, maybe taking a week off to write or do my photo shoots or background, whatever. I just like the time that I have right now while I can. And a lot of people say, oh, there's a lot of sacrifices you got to make to do this. I'm like, well, I don't need to sacrifice much right now. I like time.
Yeah.
I like my time.
I like that perspective on it. I'm in a weird place right now where I know I need to write, I know I need to edit, but like I've had a couple Fridays off, and I was texting Michael about it. I'm like, this is really weird to be home on a Friday. I don't know what to do. And then, like, I also, like, this past weekend I had 2 shows, and I was very thankful that I had a show right after the other to come back.
I only got like 4 this month. I only did 1 so far.
Yeah. Because I mean, like, I think I was really hitting it hard in November and October with like a few shows, like quite a few. And then this month I'm like 4 or 6 shows, and like, it's like one of those things where it's like, it's the holidays. We should like fucking just chill,
Yeah.
But like, I also don't know.
Like in between Christmas and the New Year, I only got 2 shows, but just put out a Facebook ad. Don't worry about whether I get 6 people or not. And then we have the other don't tell, because people forget, like, there's so much other shit going on right now.
100%. I mean, also there's just, I think about this a lot too, is like people are spending a lot of money right now, and the economy kind of sucks, and
people are getting laid off like crazy.
Yeah, and like a lot of companies are trying to wrap up Q4 like as most cost effective as possible. So it's just like
AI is going to replace this podcast soon. For
sure, dude. Honestly, it's already my intro song, and I would totally love for it to just use all of the audio recordings of me, and then that would be awesome. As long as it makes money, like, I'm okay with it. Yeah. It can replace me. Virtual Dave is way better than realistic Dave. He at least showers. So, hell yeah. Yeah, dude.
My show's coming up. If you want to share anything, I have.
Let's plug shit.
I have a show in Staten Island, Manny and Friends, at I think Flagship Brewing next Thursday.
Okay, this is probably going to come out in January.
I don't care.
Early. Okay, yeah, plug them up.
This is okay. Build a time machine and go back to these shows. Got the Flagship Brewing show. I have a show December 26th at the Comedy Shop, the 27th in Pearl River.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm taking a nice few-day break. And then I got Clemson Brothers Brewery, January 2nd with Gerald B. Gerald Benford.
I love Gerald Benford. I used to call him Jerome because I'm racist. But I love Gerald. He's he's fucking hilarious, dude. Like so do you ever give him a time? Like how much time he's allowed to do, or is it he just like a fixed rate and then he's like you do whatever you do? Because I've been
Basically
on
that,
a couple shows.
I'll tell him, Gerald, do 2 minutes, and then he'll do
45.
Like,
yeah. It's like, Adobo, come on over here. You know, he's so,
Adobo.
Yeah, so I was at a show. First time I saw him at a show, he was talking to like he does. He talks to everybody in the crowd, right? Like he goes person by person, essentially.
Just a fucking moment.
Yeah,
well, I have Crocs on, but look what I got right here, ladies and gents. Adobo.
Oh, that's so funny, dude. That's hilarious. But yeah, he had a guy in the crowd named Adolfo or something like that, but Gerald misheard him and he goes Adobo, and then he just kept referring to him as Adolfo.
His name was Adolfo,
but he
get rid of the O. And what do you got?
Yeah, I know, that's Latinos for you. Ridiculous. That was at one of Gilbert's.
Take that, Argentina.
Gilbert's one of his last few at that place in Newburgh that he does.
Which one? Cholitos?
No, Cholito. It was what did Gilbert used to produce?
Toasted. Did he have them at that?
It was Toasted. Yeah, I think it was Toasted. Yeah, that sounds right.
Weird. Toasted's coming back, right? They just had to get rid of that space, or
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought they were like, we're not done yet. I don't know if they cater or do anything else besides.
No idea. I got on that spot because I showed up, and then Gilbert was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw you on, puppy," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So I did 5, and I think I did really well. But Michael and Jordan, all them were fucking killers on that show. So it was nice. And then Gerald closed it out.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, Gerald's a fucking beast. He's funny.
I'll be working with him again soon. His buddy Vishnu Vaka. He's one of those like Jersey comics.
Okay, he's traveling with that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
What else do I got going on? Well, all right, one of my other goals, 2026 goals, I want to be able to get past in 1 or 2 more clubs. I want to do better rooms than what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Some of the places I'm just having bad luck with, or just like I'm not seeing what I want to see.
Okay.
Just take the struggle that comes with the goal that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, let's say miraculously in the next year or 2, if they let me do shows at, I don't know, The Stand or whatever, I'll take whatever the consequences are when it comes to the stands. Like the politics of working with comics I may or may not like, how they do their bookings, and just everything else that comes with it, because I'm seeing it with the smaller indie clubs or the bars or the breweries that aren't giving us results.
Yeah. I totally get that. I think for me, I don't know what the next plausible goal should be, to be honest with you. I just want to keep doing more. And I want to stay busy for sure. I get really proud when I tell people I'm doing spots in the city, because I think up here it resonates with people. They're like, oh, he's good enough to do it there. I did a spot in Boston recently, and that was like a big thing for a lot of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
in the
cool.
city or outskirts, anything like that?
It was like downtown Boston. It was next to Faneuil Hall.
Good spot.
That was cool. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Big market.
Yeah, I'll tell you who got
me
me on that show. You know them. But
I only know one Boston comic. Is it who we're thinking of, or
Keyboard?
What?
All right, no, I'll tell you after. But because I don't want people to blow up his shit asking him to be in Boston. Yeah. But yeah, no, he didn't even see me perform. We just talked, and he liked me, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll throw you on this show. Like, that's awesome."
Sweet.
And I went out and I did well, but it was a fucking trip, dude. But like that kind of stuff, I think is really cool. I'm applying to a lot more festivals. I would like to travel a little bit more with the comedy. So even if it's like, I only did 2 shows this month, but one was in Virginia, and the other one was in, Florida. Like, that would be cool, dude. I would totally do a flight in, do the show, flight out. Like, that kind of shit does not matter to me.
Yeah, I'd like to do a show in, like, I heard Orlando is very good. Miami is iffy because it's just very touristy.
Yeah.
Not a lot to complain about Miami when you have beautiful beaches and just being laid back the whole time.
but that's like the goal. I'd like to do something a little bit farther away from the Northeast, just to see what it's like. I think, yeah, that'd be cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, also like getting past that something in the city would be a sick thing. I mean, the thing is like it's a whole fucking year. You could do a lot can happen in a whole last year. Like January of 2025, I was anxious about doing 2 shows a month at least because I had done 2 shows a month my first year.
Same, dude. Like it was weird because when I was maybe like my first full year in, I was doing like a show a month. And I was comfy with that. I'm like, as long as I get a show a month, I'll be successful. Like, this is nothing.
Yeah, and then...
That's why I said I want to space out all my shit accordingly so I have time to do everything else in my life while still being able to do this. So
yeah, and like the podcast was a great addition to this year. And I think that's been really given me a lot of opportunity. And it's
great to
really
be here,
cool.
podcast.
Great to be here. Yeah, that's I'm gonna actually get to look in the camera when you're done and say, "Great to be here." I'm so sassy to you guys. It's so funny. I doubt they'll even listen. Those fucking jerks. I listen to theirs. And shout out to the I Hate When That Happens pod, by the way, up in the Saratoga, Lake George area. But it's super salad. But also. I really want to go on those pods. What's it? What was I going to go with that? It's like one of those things where like in January of last year, I was like, oh man, I really want to make sure that I do at least 2 shows a month because I did 2 shows a month this year. And then, I think I'm averaging like 5 and I'm like
5 a month
this year.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's awesome. Like
I think like 4 is a good minimum because it's like you're doing it every weekend and that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to fall victim to the numbers of it though. And be like, oh my God, I only did 2 spots this month. I'm regressing, because I mean, like as long as I feel like I'm putting in time, like either writing or networking or something, there is progress being made. But like if I end up doing less shows and more mics, but in venues or areas that I feel like that effort is worth going towards, like, I spent every Friday in 2024 after April driving to Levity Live and back. And that was 3 hours of my week just in the car and then at the mic for an hour or 2. So that's, 6 hours of my week every week for that, most of that calendar year. I got a return on that by being on the spot there. And I hope that if I put in that effort of doing a 2-hour train ride to the city and back,
you'll find better results in the city. You have dozens and dozens of more options.
Yeah, and I just want to kill down there. I would love to just go down there, wreck shit, and then leave, and and do that for as long as I can before it makes more sense to move closer. That would be cool. Because I don't want to be the farm boy comic forever.
What else? I got shit going up to I think March already. So April actually, if you include Don't Tell. So we're good.
Do we have April shit booked out already?
Michael had an idea for April. I don't know if it was like a place close to here or not,
Jesus.
But whatever it is, whether it's on the website or not, I'm considering it booked. So I can brag and fuck all of you.
Fuck yeah. I've only got stuff listed for myself through end of February, but
time to start planning 2027, bitches.
I know, Jesus, we got 4 in February already, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in January.
Got a busy year.
We're picking back up
comedy, and then got probably my brother's getting married in May this year, and then my girlfriend's sister's getting married. So there's a lot of
extra
rotation.
Stuff. Yep.
A lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of all that other shit that happens. I'm officiating a wedding in September.
Really?
Yeah, this would be my 5th wedding that I've officiated.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm very excited to do it, but I'm just like, man, I really hope I don't get asked to do a spot. I'm just like, ugh.
Then you'll never officiate weddings again.
I'm just doing it for friends. I would do the wedding, obviously, first and foremost, but it's just going to be one of those like moral conflicts of like, if somebody hits you up to work with somebody you really want to work with, and then at the same time, like you're like, oh no, I already agreed to do this wedding for free for a friend, and who doesn't even listen to this podcast. But I'm gonna miss this opportunity to go be a friend, and that's a tough one. Tough one. Yeah, but that's life, man.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Nick Bailey, I'm gonna ask you to look right into this camera and say it's great to be here.
I want to die. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
David Stickle Pickle.
Yeah. Likable.
Likable. Tragedy.
All right, we're going to wrap up. Likable is filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers, and thank you to the Epicurean, which hosts us for each and every episode, unless we're doing it on the road. But please come in, stop and shop, get a Saratoga sparkling water, or get a coffee. The coffee here is banging, and so is the bacon, egg, and cheeses. Were you going to say something?
I do want a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Hell yeah.
Also, hit up Envy Pictures, LLC for photography and any other type of event production. David,
yeah,
the rest is yours.
Buy tickets to our shows, please.
Yes.
That would be great. Likable is a comedy-based podcast where experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously. Consider this your daily dose of questionable wisdom and guaranteed hilarity, we hope. Please proceed with a caution and a healthy dose of skepticism.
Free Diddy. Free Diddy. Free Luigi.
Louis C.K.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you got jokes, yeah, you're insightful.